a disc of Zinch is, well, there's things called Screamers of Zinch, which are these chaos type creatures made of dream stuff.
Yeah,
and they're like mantas, like with horns and fangs, and each one's different than the last one. So you can't just ride these things because they're too fickle, they're too chaotic, they're untamable. So there's this ritual that they do to fuse them with something solid. And that's where you get this half creature, half object thing. So here you go. Come on in. So check these out. If you get closer than like 10 inches, it just blurs up. So there's one. Isn't that neat? So it's like this insectoid creature, and this like they're kind of 0G bounding along the ground, as if they were on the moon. So this one's just coming in from a landing.
Parts and pieces
That's from Starship Troopers, and it's a hive tyrant tail on there.
Yeah, I like that.
And so the trick with this army is it's made of non-standard
and
materials.
there's a regular face on it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's
I
neat.
love the horns and the whole
Isn't it neat?
filigree, and it's beautiful.
And then here's the other one, like she's like cruising along,
cool.
like it's bounding forwards. Isn't that neat? And this is the genius of Brig. The genius of Brig is that he is able to make something look
it has
organic,
a story to tell.
like natural, yeah.
Yes.
So there's those.
Really
so now the army comes to 3,200 points. I can't wait to play it. Okay, so that's 3. And then we have the White Wolves army, which is actually 3 armies, so 6 if you want to count that.
But we've separated it up so that you can do it any way you want, which is great.
And I think that's it. The industrial orcs are technically up on the block.
Are you going to do a battle report with White Wolves?
Let's talk about battle reports. Okay, first off, either Tuesday or Thursday, I'm going to do a 40K bat rep on this Winter City thing. Can we get a shot of that real quick? Thank you. And back to me.
No, back at you. No, back at me.
Right. So we're going to use that terrain, and we're going to use the White Wolves and a Tyrannid army that you've never seen before. So something new. And then on Saturday, we're doing a Warhammer Fantasy battle report. Or we may switch those up. We might do the Fantasy one.
But at some point, it's coming
first. Yep. And
soon.
It's going to be terrain, and it's going to be a whole thing. So we really need to sell those armies.
We've got some beautiful terrain coming out of the studio now too as well.
Oh yeah, terrain. Just yeah, lots of terrain.
Some really good stuff. Okay.
What?
I'm waiting for the next cool thing.
No, I'm giving you a chance to say something.
I was commenting. All along, I wouldn't dare speak or say anything without Sean here.
The Andy Richter to my Conan O'Brien.
Something.
The Starsky to my Hutch.
Which
I don't know what that means. I think Starsky was blonde. You don't know.
No, I don't.
I didn't like the blondes as well.
Well.
In the Dukes of Hazzard, I always liked the dark-haired Luke Duke. It's true.
You liked someone from Dukes of Hazzard. That's awesome.
Everybody did.
Okay. I'll go
Except
along
maybe
with
you.
that.
I don't know.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yes, I watched Dukes of Hazzard. I lived in Tennessee at the time. I was a little Tennessee
No
type.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. So
That is
Dukes
great.
of Hazzard was very that and hee-haw, which we won't go into at this time.
Well, when I was growing up, we listened to old country music. Like, you can take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. You know, Elvira.
Yeah,
I sound like one of those album things.
the
I'll
Oak
just do
Ridge
it one
Boys
thing.
did Elvira, and Oak
Did they?
Ridge was like 20 minutes from my house.
Oh, no kidding.
I grew up right there in that.
In that area. So anyway, growing up, I thought that was pop music. That was what everyone listened to,
Playing
of
with
course.
the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these songs. You're too young. You wouldn't know what we're talking about. But anyway.
Yeah. So,
Don't know how we got there.
yeah, I mean neither.
Stream of consciousness.
This is pathetic.
I know. Okay, so
God,
we
and
talked
there's
about
so
armies.
much going on. What's
what else
new?
new has happened?
Talked about
We
armies, talked
the
about
expansion
bat
of the
reps,
studio and all the stuff
the
that's been going
expansion
on.
of the studio. Well, anyone that follows
Yeah.
YouTube at our YouTube stuff at all already knows all of this. All of this
But
stuff.
I've been gone, so I don't know what you've talked about.
So, yeah. So now my wife is home with the baby. Well, I guess the baby is now
Everybody else
2.
off at school.
So when do they stop being babies?
When you have another one, I think.
Oh, well, then she'll always be the baby.
As far as they're concerned.
Then, and Willow is just so sweet. So obedient.
You're so lucky to have your fourth
Well,
one be the
but
a
you
calm
think
one.
that, but let's just think this through for a second and talk about and I'm not complaining, I'm just saying I noticed in nursery that she would always look around to see what everyone else was doing, and she would do that thing. So I'm imagining her as a teenager.
What's everyone doing?
Whatever, she'll look around and see what everyone's doing, and then she'll do that. And whereas my 5-year-old son is the opposite. He's doing whatever he's doing.
And everybody's looking at him and saying,
And
why is he
everyone
having so
going,
much fun?
Why is he throwing eggs on the floor? So
He wanted to see what would happen.
He's a frat boy. Oh, and he says, Daddy, I wish my brain weren't so jiggly. That his brain is, he recognizes that he can't stay still.
A little bit of ADD going
can't
on.
focus. Well, I think what they're calling ADD, oh boy, here it comes, is really just a great reason to sell drugs to the general populace. And what they used to call ADD is really just being a kid. That
I agree with that to
most
some
kids
degree.
have that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, and I understand, I'm just like, come here, buddy. I get him. I understand what he's going through. What it's like to not be able to,
Focus.
stand still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to be moving.
That's not a bad thing. Movers and shakers. I get stuff done.
Oh, here's a scene. We go into my daughter's preschool parent-teacher conference, right? And the lady's like, well, we really need to talk about M. That's my oldest daughter, now 11. And she seems to be having a hard time focusing. She tends to get distracted and Mr. Gately? Mr. Gately? I had actually gotten up from the conference and was wandering around the room looking at things. And
I don't know where she gets it.
my wife was like, yep, the acorn doesn't fall far from the oak.
Oh, that's
So I get these kids.
funny.
I'm very sympathetic, and I think that, quite frankly, I think to some extent it's the system's problem, that you're trying to stick, square pegs into round holes. You just can't do it. You got to find something else for them to do. They're just going to learn in a different way.
Yeah.
I think people will learn. Like I learned in high school, I got everything I needed to out of high school just from playing Dungeons & Dragons.
A little bit of math, some social
It's true.
skills,
Yeah, totally.
history.
I wouldn't write a research paper, but I literally had a stack this thick handwritten by the time I graduated on all my modules and fantasy worlds that I had created. Detailed
that's
maps,
great.
scale drawings, the whole thing.
Well, the good thing is, as far as the education thing goes, is that there are more and more schools that are offering alternative ways of teaching.
Yeah, I
So
think
there's
so.
something out there for kids.
I think we'd be
different
better
options.
off with a more fragmented school system for people just to do their own thing.
That's what my kids go to.
Don't get me started on the feds. Oh, that's the other thing, is I went to another convention, a thing. Check this out. I'm on the Central Committee. It sounds so sinister, but yeah, I went to a thing and it was like 300.
He's part of Big Brother.
It was like 300 people. I'm part of Little Brother,
Oh,
apparently.
sorry. Got that mixed
It was
up.
for the county. Weird thing is, there's been an 80% turnover in the base level political arena.
80%.
That's just off the top of my head.
That's a lot.
It is. In this room, it was most of the people, including myself, were just
Okay.
like, wait a minute, so how does this work again?
Wow.
And they were stopping. It took forever to get through this meeting because they were stopping and saying, well, wait a minute, whoa, hold on. They wanted to look at everything,
Yeah.
which I think is
It's healthy. I think
very
it's
healthy.
Very healthy.
I predict it's going to happen nationwide. People are stopping. They're going, okay, hold on just a
We're
minute.
tired of just taking whatever you're willing to funnel into our throats.
Right. That it's people want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Basically, where are we? What are we?
They want people to read those 20,000 page bills.
Yeah.
Not just sign them.
I have to stop this right now. We can't go down this road. Because the morning show happened because Sarah and I were locked down in the badger hole, and You know, in the morning, we'd just be chit-chatting about our weekend or whatever it was. I'm like, you know, we should really get this on tape. So we just sat down one day, and I put the...
And propped the camera
up on a bin.
Thing. Every time we sat down, it was shaking.
And so...
On the table, that's right. Yeah, and just start
That's
talking
kinda where
about
that came
life.
from.
Just as a little break, sort of.
And then the blog is about a guy who owns a studio, so it has a lot more personal stuff on it.
Yep. And that's okay.
I thought it'd be great to get a chronicler. Like, who knows, maybe there's an insane fan somewhere who would be crazy enough to do this. But to go back through all 3,000 blog posts and cull out all the personal stuff and then send it to me like as a document with the pictures of family and stuff.
Oh, you'd have
That'd
your own
be
like
my
journal. It'd be like your own...
That's what I've been doing instead of a journal. But you'd have to get rid of all the gaming stuff out of it. And then the same thing, go through and take out all the wargaming articles that I've written and put those into a single document.
It may have to happen when you get that book deal.
So